What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Odd Chopper channel. I'm your host, Mike, better known as NarcoCop on Twitter, and this is UFC Best Bets for UFC San Antonio. And we're coming off a great week last week, 2-1. Hit our favorite prop of the night at plus 255 on a Jake Hadley KO. Our favorite play of the day was Christian Leroy Duncan moneyline. Came through fairly easily, but we did end up losing. The fight doesn't start round 3 in the Morales Duncan fight. But yeah, all in all, another great night, 2-1. Hit the big prop at plus 255, and we're back to give you some more winners hopefully this week. But before we go on to our picks, hit the like, subscribe to this channel, and once you're subscribed, hit that notification button so that you may get all our videos here on the Odd Chopper channel. Some great betting minds, all the markets, a lot of winners, man. A lot of winners given out for free here on the Odd Chopper channel. So make sure you hit that notification button so you can get all our videos, including mine. The other thing is, I do want to talk about our Discord channel. Link down below. First week, half off. I'm always in there. I give my entire UFC cards in there. UFC San Antonio this week, so my whole card will be put on in the Discord channel, along with college basketball during March Madness, with all these other sharp guys in there. NHL, NBA, you name it, it's all in there. Great community. So yeah, hit that link down below, get the first week half off, and join us in our Discord where we can chat and talk UFC San Antonio. One other thing is, before I move on to my first pick of the night, I do also want to shout out our sponsor, which is Bet365 this week. Bet365, we have the best deal out there right now. You deposit $10, make just a single $1 bet, and you get $365 in bonus bets that you can use on UFC San Antonio. With that being said, we will move on to our first pick of the night, and that will be my favorite dog of the night, and that's in the Austin Lingo fight against Nate Landwehr. I like Austin Lingo here, plus 180, currently to be had on FanDuel. And the reasoning behind this is Nate Landwehr, good fighter, has a good experience overseas, has fought in the UFC. But Nate Landwehr is the type of fighter that you want to back as an underdog, not as a big favorite. And now he's sitting there as a big favorite, minus 210, minus 220 range, which I don't agree with. The guy does not have the best fight IQ. The guy comes forward and is looking to hit you, but he's also wide open to get hit. So he tends to fight really close. The guy doesn't have the best fight IQ, as we saw it in his last fight, where he was on top of Onama, almost ready to finish him, but he gets up and starts chanting on the crowd, and instead of pounding out his opponent, and he let his opponent come back and almost get him out of there in the third round. So the guy just doesn't have the best fight IQ. It's not a guy that you want to back at this price. And on the other side, Austin Lingo, a very tough, very durable fighter. 9-1, has never been stopped. Comes forward, throws very big power shots, has a lot of power in his hands. So the guy is very live to hurt Nate Landwehr early. And you can't expect Nate Landwehr to wrestle here. And that's when Austin Lingo seems to have trouble against wrestlers. And Nate Landwehr just doesn't seem to do it very often. So plus 180 price tag here. I think it's a bit off. I see it more in the Nate Landwehr minus 150 range. And this price is a little overblown here. So for the first pick of the night, give me my dog of the night. It is Austin Lingo plus 180, currently on FanDuel. All right, let's move on to our second play of the night, and that is my favorite prop of the night. That is in the Steven Peterson, Lucas Alexander matchup. And Steven Peterson, a wily vet of the UFC, 29 fights under his ledger. The guy is just very, very experienced. Has fought good opponents in the UFC, very good grapplers, as a matter of fact, and he himself is a good grappler. He's a brown belt in BJJ, has 7 submissions in his career out of the 19 wins. And his opponent, Lucas Alexander, kind of a newcomer to the UFC, 10 fights only, so he's kind of green. Very bad on the ground, though. When I watch this guy's tape, I come away thinking that this guy just doesn't have a very good ground game. He is a purple belt, but I'm not sure I see that on tape. He's 7-3, all 3 losses by submission, which is a big red flag. And when I look over and do my tape study, do my, my Instagram study on this guy, I see that this guy just doesn't like to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. When it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu time in his classes, he's striking. And that's what he likes doing. He's a striker. He doesn't like grappling. And Steven Peterson also likes to strike, but he does mix in the takedowns. And I think he has a very, very big edge here on the ground. On the feet, I do favor Lucas Alexander. I think he's the cleaner, longer striker. But I think Steven Peterson should get this fight to the ground. And once he gets this fight to the ground, I think he has a very big edge on the ground. And we have a submission prop here sitting for Steven Peterson at plus 350, currently on Bet Rivers and Unibet. I just think that line is a little juicy here. I think he gets this fight to the ground. I think he makes it very, very tough for Lucas Alexander down there. And like I mentioned, Lucas Alexander just doesn't look good down there, as evidenced by his recent sub, even in the UFC, against Joe Anderson Brito, where he got choked out in the first round and there was not much resistance there. So with that being said, Steven Peterson by submission, plus 350. If it doesn't happen early, it's probably going to happen a little later, as Steven Peterson has a better gas tank in this fight as well. So give me Steven Peterson by submission, plus 350, currently on Bet Rivers /Unibet. Moving on, we will go right along to my favorite play of the night, and that is in the Manel Kape versus Alex Perez fight. And I like the favorite here, Manel Kape, minus 180. You can have, minus 175, actually, even a better price on MGM. And Manel Kape, I mean, the younger fighter, the hungrier fighter, the fighters that is on a winning streak here in the UFC, the guys that's a lot quicker, that's a lot more explosive. And frankly, I think he might even be the better fighter everywhere here. Alex Perez, I'm not really impressed with this guy. I mean, this guy, his UFC wins have not aged well at all. He's on a 2-fight losing streak where he's been stopped in the first round, albeit versus very good opponents. But in his 3 UFC losses, this guy has been stopped in all 3 of them in the first round. His wins have been against fighters that are not even in the UFC anymore. Jussier Formiga is probably his best win. That came off leg kicks, but that's a shell of what Jussier Formiga used to be. And that's an older Jussier Formiga he beat. So I don't put much stock into that win. Meanwhile, Manel Kape is going to have a big speed advantage, a big power advantage. I even think Manel Kape might be able to get a submission here in this fight. If the fight happens to hit the ground, I'm probably going to see Alex Perez shooting for takedowns. I don't know if he's going to have much success. If he gets it down there, he might even get submitted, as previously he's been submitted before. So Manel Kape here, just the younger fighter, the hungrier fighter, the quicker fighter. I just think the better fighter all around. And we're getting a decent price tag in minus 175 currently on MGM. I think this is a Manel Kape fight. I think this line should be somewhere in the minus 250 range. So give me Manel Kape money line minus 175 currently on MGM. All right, let's do a quick recap on our 3 plays of the night. We will start off with our favorite dog of the night, and that is Austin Lingo plus 180 currently to be had on FanDuel. Second play of the night, our favorite prop of the night, Steven Peterson by submission, plus 350 on Unibet, Bet Rivers, and our favorite play of the night, it is Manel Kape minus 175, currently on BetMGM. Before we get out of here, again, guys, do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification button so you can get all our videos here on the Odd Chopper channel. A couple other things, Discord, link down below, first week, half off. Join us in there. I'm going to give out my entire UFC San Antonio card in our Discord channel. Great deal, half off first week. Come in there, join the great community here at Odd Chopper. The other thing is our great sponsor, Bet365, currently depositing $10. You do have to bet $1 and you will get $365 in bonus bets. And I do want to say that's only in 4 states. Currently, it's Colorado, New Jersey, Ohio, and Virginia. And then one last thing, you do have to be 21 and older in most states. And if you do have a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. We have a week off next week. No UFC. We will be back the following week for UFC 287. I will see you guys later, and let's cash those tickets.